hope you're all well. Today we are going to be doing my August TBR / MBR. I don't have a game plan at all with this TBR, not a single game plan. I am very sort of open to what I can read in August. There is one readathon that I'm taking part in, two if you count the F1 readathon, but one readathon that I'm taking part in, which is Cliterature Readathon, which is my readathon, which is a smutty romance readathon, and I do have prompts for it. So what I'm just gonna do, I think, is pull cards and let them decide for me. I need some direction this month. I'm feeling a little bit all over the place, and I feel like I could do with a little bit of direction, or I could end up messily mood reading. I don't want that. I could just do with a little bit of direction. So the only actual proper dedicated read before we get into the Patreon part is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker, which is my Patreon buddy read for July and August. So I, at this point, haven't picked this up in July yet, and I don't think I will get the chance to do so. I also would like to leave it later on in August if at all possible, so that it's fresh in my mind for our discussion. So this is the pick for that, and I'm very excited. This is the Waterstones edition. I don't know much about this. I think it's a romantasy, there's dragons in it, and other than that I know nothing else about it. Will transport you into a world filled with magic, dragons, and a love that blazes through the ages. That's enough for me to know, to be perfectly honest. But it is a chunky one, it's not short, and I am very excited about getting to it because I've heard incredible things, so really hoping it lives up to the hype. Maybe I can find a new favourite, we will see. 540 pages, it's not too bad. So that will be the first book that is going on here, and it is my only dedicated read, except for I now need to pull from my Patreon pot. I'm always a little bit anxious about this because I don't know what's in here. I can't remember. It could potentially do with some sprucing up. I don't know. Let's find out. Okay. Let's do this one. Is that upside down? I literally can't see what that says. Seventh Circle from Tate James. I haven't finished the Madison Kate series. But I am filming this on Sunday before Final Book Support Group starts on Monday. So maybe I can make that work. Okay, so I don't know if I need to read these in order, but the covers of them look very similar, so I'm gonna just do it anyway. So it looks like Kate by Tate James is going on my Final Book Support Group TBR for next week, which is absolutely fine. So this one says, Hades is a contemporary new adult reverse harem series, which means the leading lady has several love interests and never has to choose in order to find her happily ever after. 5 years ago, I masterminded the infamous massacre of the Tri-State Timberwolves. The streets outside the Wolves HQ ran red with blood of the old guard, and not one of those members loyal to my father were spared mercy, not a single one. I let the media twist and distort the story. My new recruits eagerly proved themselves in spreading false news and covering our tracks. To the general public, the Tri-State Timberwolves were extinct. But that couldn't have been further from the truth. We changed, we grew, we evolved, and came out stronger than ever. Now, I live, eat, and sleep, breathe Timberwolves. I'll do anything to keep my empire safe and thriving, to keep the people depending on me safe. So what do I do when it's my own weakness that places us all in danger? When I let sex cloud my judgment and my people pay the price? Simple. Kill the distractions. I'm called Hades for a reason after all. This is book 1 of 4 in a new series. Well, it's not a new series. I think it's been out for a while. But a new series to me. And it's 380 pages. Came out in 2021. So yeah, that looks like, let me just whack that on my Kindle before I forget. looks like I will be reading that one. Okay, that's the second book going on my TBR then, in that case. Thank you to Amanda for that one. So, we're going to pick from these. I should give them a little bit of a shuffle because I haven't touched them in a hot minute. I always forget that sometimes I put the, well, not sometimes, I do put these in the books, and then sometimes I forget to take them out again, so I think I've got a few missing. But it is what it is, unfortunately. So card number 1 is choose a book which has, oh, a season in the title. You know what, this works out perfectly for Cliterature Readathon because each of the 4 seasons is in a corner of that bingo board. So, a season in the title. Let's have a butcher's at what I've got. Okay, I had a couple of books. I thought this would be easier actually, but it is a season, not something associated with a season, like Christmas. You know what I mean? Which wasn't as easy. I had 3 romance books on there. So I've picked one of them. I'm in an iron between this and another one, but honestly I kind of had that other one picked for a different video. You may already be thinking of the book. It took me a hot minute to find it, to be perfectly honest, but I think I'm going to go for this one. So we have This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. Now I haven't read any of Carly Fortune's previous books. I've got Meet Me at the Lake on my shelves, but I think there's one before that as well, Every Summer After, and I haven't read them. I'm hoping that I don't, you know, that these aren't tied in with each other. Fingers crossed. The covers are very similar, so there's a possibility that I could be making a mistake here, but it is what it is. If you know the answer to that question and you think that I should be reading the other 2 before this one, let me know as soon as you can, and I will swap this out for a different book. I have Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez on my shelves that I could pick up. I have it pitted for another video, but if need be I'll pick that one up instead. So we're going to go for this one instead, because I am intrigued by it. The cover is stunning and it does say summer on it, so it will fulfill my summer prompt. This summer they'll keep their promise. This summer they won't give in to temptation. This summer will be different. I think this is a second chance romance if I remember correctly. The first time Lucy and Felix met, she was on vacation in Prince Edward Island, and a tour of the beaches wasn't the only thing he showed her, but when she discovered his true identity as her best friend Bridget's brother, their electric night should have become a distant memory. Each year with Lucy and Bridget's return for summer escape, Lucy promises herself she won't end up in Felix's arms, but it's easier said than done. Not this year though. This year will be different. With Bridget facing the biggest crisis of her life, Lucy must join her for one last trip to the island, but Felix's sparkling eyes and flirty quips have been replaced with something new, something more, and Lucy begins to wonder just how safe her heart truly is. It sounds cute, it sounds adorable. I'm really hoping that the romance doesn't get in the way of the friendship and the stuff that she needs to do with Bridget, but we'll see. Do love a good sibling's best friend story. So interested. This one works for Cliterature Readathon as well. Okay, book number 2. I don't know how many of these I'm going to pull. I think I'm going to pull 5 and then we'll see how we're getting on from there. I may just try and mood read for the rest of the month then. Maybe I'll even do like a reading vlog where I just pick these and pick books at random. I don't know. Ooh, a concept. What is this? Are you gonna focus? There we go. Choose a book which alternates narrators or timelines. That does not narrow that down for me, because that means I'm gonna have to have a look inside a few books and I don't know what I want to read. Right, I have a couple of library books here. Let's see if either of these count. Okay, one of my library books counts, and it is The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. I haven't yet read The Paris Apartment, and in fact I probably, should I do that first? No. I have this out from the library. That's on my shelves. Maybe this will encourage me to pick that up. But I think we're going to go for this one. I don't know anything about it, but we start off with Bella and then it moves on to Eddie, Francesca. Bella. So we have a few different people we're following. Midsummer, the Dorset coast. In the shadows of an ancient wood, guests gather for the opening weekend of the manor, a beautiful new countryside retreat. But under the burning midsummer sun, darkness stirs, old friends and enemies circulate among the guests, and the candles have barely been lit for a solstice supper when the body is found. It all began with a secret 15 years ago. Now the past has crashed the party, and it'll end in murder at the midnight feast. It sounds great. It also sounds like that could alternate timelines as well, so we're getting both alternate narrator and timelines. So yeah, looking forward to this one. I have read one book from Lucy Foley before, which was the wedding one. I can't remember the title of it, but that's the only one I've read so far from her. I think she's also got, is it The Hunting Party, and then The Paris Apartment. Oh, there's the Book of Lost and Found, The Invitation, Last Letter from Istanbul. Haven't heard of any of those. The Guest List is the one that I've read. I thought The Hunting Party was her debut. I was wrong. So yeah, we're going to add this one to the list. Not a romance, but it's nice to mix things up. Cliterature Readathon's only for a week, so let's pull our third card. Hoping to get a couple more on here for literature though, we'll see. Can you do your job, please? Hello? Choose a book which has been in your TBR for more than a year. Okay, let's go back to my romances and see what I've had for a while, shall we?
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, that was really fucking hard. That took so long, my battery died. Joking, it took fucking ages. Okay, so we're gonna go for Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I don't know the reason why that took so long. I don't have a lot of like older romances on my TBR. I have a few, but none that I've had for longer than a year, you know what I mean? This one has been on here for a very long time, to be perfectly honest. I don't know if this is the original cover or not. I know that it's been redone, the cover, but this is 2018 this was published, so it's going to be over a year old at least. So I don't know anything about it. I've heard fantastic things. I know it's doing the rounds again because of TikTok. The heart may hide, but it never forgets. Then, at 13 you were my first real friend. At 15 you were my first love. At 18 you were my everything. We were about to take on the world together until one mistake shattered our future. Now, I'm about to marry a safe man who will never touch my heart, whose loss would never break me. He doesn't really need me, and that's how I like it, until one day I turned around at a coffee shop and there you were. It's been 11 years and nothing has changed. I don't know how to forgive you, and worse, I don't know if I can resist you. Loving you nearly destroyed me, but losing you again is unthinkable. Am I brave enough to risk it all? Love a second chance romance if it's done properly. So I'm very excited about this one. It sounds good, and I've heard incredible things. I don't know why it's taken me so long to get to this, but it has. So we're gonna do it. Okay, pull number 4. I feel like this video has been going on forever. For you guys, it won't. Or maybe it is. I don't know. For you guys, it won't feel like it's been taking as long. For me, it's taken me 25 minutes already. Oh, jeez. Right. Choose a book featuring LGBTQIA characters. Okay. Okay, so for this one, I'm actually going to complete the winter prompt for Cliterature Readathon, and we're going to pick a Christmas romance. One that I've been excited to read for a while, but I ended up, when I got this, at the same time, I also got another book that had a very similar synopsis, and that one wasn't as hyped, so I picked that one up instead, and I gave it 5 stars. It was really good. That book was called Make You Mine This Christmas by Lizzie Huxley Jones, and it was really good, but the synopses for both of these books were very similar, so I didn't want to read them back to back around Christmas time, so I've been putting this one off, and now's the time. So it is Kiss Her Once for Me by Alison Cochrane, and I'm really looking forward to this one. This is fake dating, but they end up then falling for that person's sibling. And it turns out they're bisexual. So It's the best time of the year. 1 year ago, recent Portland transplant Ellie Oliver had her dream job in animation and a Christmas Eve bookstore meet cute with a woman she fell in love with over the course of a single night. But after a betrayal the next morning and the loss of her job soon after, she finds herself adrift, alone and desperate for money. Since finding work at a local coffee shop, she's just getting through the days until Andrew, the shop's landlord, proposes a shocking drunken plan, a marriage of convenience that will give him his recent inheritance and alleviate Ellie's financial woes and isolation. They decide to spend the holidays together at his family's cabin to keep up the ruse. But when Andrew introduces his fiancée to his sister, Ellie is shocked to discover that his sister is Jack, the mysterious woman she fell for last Christmas Eve. Now, over one very festive week, Ellie must choose between the safety of a fake relationship and the risk of something real. It sounds so good, so I'm very excited about this one. And I'm excited that I get to complete the winter prompt as well with this book. So yay for that. Okay, let's do one more. If I can get another romance on, great, but maybe I should try and pick something else for the rest of the month. Cliterature Readathon is only 1 week long. We'll see what happens with this card. I may pick another one. We'll see. Okay, we have choose a book which has a couple on the cover. Alright, well that's going to be another romance, isn't it? Because it's not very often you get couples on the cover of horror or thriller books or fantasy, so I'll be looking at Fourth Wing right now. Maybe you do. Alright, I think I've chosen my book. That one didn't take too long at all because immediately I had a book in mind that I really wanted to read. I did have a quick look to see if there was anything else popping out to me, but I desperately want to get to this one after reading the third in this series. You can read these out of order, but I did feel like I'd lost a little bit of context with the other characters in the background whose books we've already had. So I'm going back and reading them now while the author continues to write the series. And this is book 1 in the Sugarland Creek series, and it's Here With Me by Brooke Montgomery. It does have a couple on the cover. I love these covers. I just think they're so beautiful. This one is a forbidden age gap standalone from small-town romance author Brooke Montgomery about a daring horse trainer and her off-limits ex-boyfriend's dad. And I'm so excited. I can't wait to read this one. I'm not going to read the rest of the I'm sorry, I forgot that these books have pictures in them because they're indie published. I forgot that they have illustrations in them, and I've just flicked to a page and it's a shower scene. If you know, you know. And there is a penis on the page. Was not expecting that. These books are so pretty though. Like, obviously there was a penis on the page, but still, these books are really pretty and I just think they're so gorgeous. Like, they have a map of Sugarland Creek Ranch, and I just really, really love them. So I'm very excited about reading this one. Like, how cute. So bloody cute. So yeah, stoked about this one. I'm not sure what else this will fit for the prompts for Cliterature, but we will see. All right, we're going to pull one more card, see if we can get something else on here for another portion of time in the month that's not Cliterature Readathon. See if we can make that work, because I think I have my TBR for Cliterature Readathon now. Let's see. Choose a book written by a male author. Okay. I should be able to do that. Let's have a butcher's around and see what we have. Okay, for this one, choose a book written by a male author. I think I'm going to go for Play of Shadows by Sebastian D. Castell. While Crucible of Chaos will be fresh in my mind, I haven't finished it yet, but while it will be fresh in my mind, I think that I should pick this one up, which is the next in this series. Crucible of Chaos is the prelude, and then this is book 1 in the Court of Shadows series, and I'm very excited about picking this one up. It's Jade's now favourite book of all time, and her favourite Sebastian D. Castell, obviously. So I'm intrigued about this one. Swordplay, intrigue and friendship stronger than iron will sweep you up in a journey of swashbuckling fantasy in this first volume of the new Greatcoat series by best-selling author Sebastian D. Castell. Dameless Chadman Tagine, maybe French, I'm not sure, is many things: a failed actor, a hopeless idealist, and quite possibly the worst swordsman ever born. When his reckless attempt to rescue his grandfather from a duel pits him against the notorious fencer known as the Vixen, Danlas escapes by sneaking into the legendary Operato Belza, where the city's sacred historical plays are performed. But the stage soon becomes a dangerous battleground as Danlas finds himself inexplicably challenging the spirit of an infamous murderer, Archduke Corbier, and revealing long-buried secrets that could spark a rebellion. With half the city, not to mention the Vixen, plotting his death, Danlas must master his unusual abilities and solve a 100-year-old mystery before a shadowy cabal sets his city aflame and puts his fellow actors to the sword. That sounds like complete fucking chaos. And I'm very excited about it. It's not small though. 478 pages. So, but it is on my 12 books from 12 friends list from CC, so I do need to get to it, and I should probably start focusing on that list. You know what? I'm also going to add on another book for this prompt, actually, because for some reason I hadn't thought about, I kind of put it on this shelf, which in general is my romance shelf, but it's deemed my contemporary shelf, because these are my thrillers and horrors, and then the rest of it is fantasy and sci-fi. So I put them over here, but I forget all the time that they're here, and this is how I keep not picking this book up. So I think I'm going to whack this on as well. I might not get to both of them, but these are interchangeable, so I'm just going to put them both on as options because I need those. I'm going to go for Beartown by Frederick Backman as well. This is, you know, a male author. This book has been on my shelves for the longest time. It's a hardback, so you can see how long it's been on my shelves, because you can't get this in hardback anymore. So can you tell me when you were published, please? 2016. Oh, English translation 2017. It's been on my shelves for a really long time and I haven't read it yet, and I'm at a point now where I'm sick to death of seeing it on my shelves. So if I don't get to it soon, I'm going to unhaul it, and it's gone on my 12 priority list for 2024. So 24 books in 2024 was split in two. I had a 12 priority list and then 12 books from 12 friends. This was on 12 books from 12 friends. This is on my own priority list. I'm not going to read the synopsis because it's a long one, but yeah, I'm fairly certain that it's got something to do with some accusations thrown around that could destroy this team, any hope that the town has, and things like that. And yeah, I'm not sure where it's going to go. I think it's going to be hard hitting, but I've heard incredible things, and it is about time I got to it or unhauled it if I'm not enjoying it. So yeah, those two I think I'm going to put on for a written by a male author. My TBR now looks like this, which is absolutely fine, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including the 7th Circle as well, of those are romances, which I can read for Cliterature Readathon, and then I have Beartown, A Play of Shadows, The Midnight Feast, and When the Moon Hatched to read the rest of the month, which is, you know, I mean, Cliterature Readathon is only a week long. So yeah, that is everything for my TBR. I am looking forward to reading all of those. I'm very excited. I think the cards really helped me out this time. Sometimes it was a little bit difficult, but I think the cards have really helped me out this month. So I'm looking forward to reading those books. Chat to me in the comments down below. Are you taking part in Cliterature Readathon? What are you planning on reading in the month of August? I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I shall see you in whatever comes next. Bye for now.